And it is box office prediction time. We've got an interesting lineup to jump into this week. I'm excited to break this one down, but before I do that, Fantasy Movie League recap. 3 players in the Prediction with Perri League got that perfect lineup. Those 3 players are Gavin Cineplex, XD's The Turning Cinema Forum, and Cornelius Rides Again. Congrats, guys. You're the only 3 to get the perfect lineup. So, as I always say, job well done. It is very impressive. I'm also mighty impressed by myself. It's another 5 for 5. My numbers weren't as on point as they were last week, but I did get the order right, beginning with 1917, which had quite the first weekend in wide release. It made a whopping $37 million. After that, we had Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which took in another $15.2 million, followed by Jumanji: The Next Level, which brought another $14 million to the bank. Then Like a Boss took the 4th spot for its opening weekend with $10 million. And then right behind that, we had Just Mercy, which made a total of $9.7 million. All right, rolling into this new round, I'm going to tell you right up top, keep in mind, my predictions are for the 3-day weekend. So with that taken care of, let's roll into it with my number 5 pick. It is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So clearly, I think it's happening. Finally, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker and Jumanji: The Next Level are switching places, and that's why I have Rise of Skywalker at number 5. Going right on back to The Last Jedi. At this point in its run, this time in January, it took a 50% hit. And I think Rise of Skywalker is heading towards pretty much the exact same thing. And if it loses 50% of last weekend's profits, it's making another $7.5 million this weekend. So, of course, that makes my number 4 pick this weekend, Jumanji: The Next Level. Looking back at what was going on with Welcome to the Jungle, hello, Dewey. In 2018, right around this time, that movie saw a mere 24.5% drop. I do think that's a good sign for The Next Level this weekend, but there is no way that percent change is coming in that low. I do really think that Doolittle is going to be much more competition for The Next Level this weekend than the opening of The Commuter was for Welcome to the Jungle back in 2018. But I do think that Jumanji: The Next Level could see last weekend's percent change of 46.6% come down a little. What I feel comfortable with is let's do the 43% drop. And if that's what happens, it will make $8 million, of course, topping Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Now we're getting into the newcomers. My number 3 pick this time around is Doolittle. For whatever reason, Dewey is fascinated by the zipper on this sweater. So this is going to be an interesting last piece of the video. And I also have a very interesting comp for you this time around because we've clearly hit the newcomers for the weekend, or at least some that are left here. But with my last 3 picks today, I actually think the dispersal of money is going to match this particular weekend in 2014. And because we're in the Doolittle section right now, I will begin by using The Nut Job as my comp. When that movie opened up, it made $19.4 million. And I think that could be right on the money for Doolittle. I am thinking of going maybe a tad lower, a number like, I think 17 million for the 3-day weekend sounds more reasonable for Doolittle to me. Now, moving on to number 4, that's where we have Academy Award nominee, 1917. So with this one, we are on to my second of 3 comps from this particular weekend in 2014. The matchup here being 1917 and Lone Survivor, which I did bring up last weekend. And the thing is, the 2 wound up being much more in line than I had even predicted the last time around. So looking ahead with Lone Survivor, its second weekend in wide release, it dropped 41.7%, made $22 million. I actually think that the percent change on 1917 might be a little lower because I think it's enjoying award season success a little more so than Lone Survivor was. So let's say I bring that percent change down to something like 35%. That would mean 1917 is taking the number 2 spot with another 24 million. We have now hit the number 1 spot, and of course, it belongs to newcomer Bad Boys for Life. Continuing with the 2014 comp, we have The Nut Job pairing with Doolittle. We have Lone Survivor pairing with 1917. And with Bad Boys for Life, that same weekend happened to be the opening weekend for the movie Ride Along. And that comp is going to be very, very good for Bad Boys for Life, because for the 3-day weekend, that movie made $41.5 million. I think that is a very reasonable ballpark number for Bad Boys for Life, which I'm predicting is going to have a pretty substantial opening weekend. I am going with the number $40 million for Bad Boys for Life's first weekend in theaters. All right, it is time for that recap now. My number one pick this time around is Bad Boys for Life, making $40 million. Then I've got 1917 coming in at number 2 with $24 million, followed by Doolittle at number 3 with $17 million. Then it's Jumanji, The Next Level, making $8 million. And then I have Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, rounding out my top 5 with $7.5 million. Dewey has made the move from zipper obsession to paper crumpling, so get ready for this noise the rest of the video. Good thing we are winding down. Hopefully he doesn't crumple this paper too much. While I give some Patreon shout outs, we've got 6 of them, and they are going to Corey, Andrew, Paul, Ryan, Craig, and Charles. As always, I must give you the biggest thank you for being here, being part of the campaign. It means so much to me that you want to support all this. Oh, we're back to the zipper now. It really does mean a lot, and it's such a huge help to keep all of this up and running, so thank you so much. And speaking of this all being up and running, next week, I can't decide if we're going to be up and running for box office predictions in Park City for Sundance, or if maybe I'll shoot the video a little early, but you're going to get a video one way or the other, so stay tuned to see how all of that goes. Another big thank you to everybody out there for watching this video. I better say goodbye before Dewey steps on the recorder and cuts me off. So see you soon. Like and share this video. Next week, more box office predictions.